Good day everyone, I am Samson Hadiza S from Btvted 2C, and today we are going to discuss about the appropriate learning activities in the different phases of the lesson. So before that, let's define first what is the meaning of appropriate learning activities in the different phases of the lesson. So when we say appropriate learning activities, it refers to the suitable or effective tasks or strategies the teacher uses to help students for learning. While the definition of the indifferent learning phases of the lesson, it is a typical lesson has several phases or parts, such as the beginning or the introductory or the middle or developmental, and also the end or the concluding part. So each phases has different purposes. So the activities must match the phases of the learnings, no? So, in other words, appropriate learning activities in different phases of lesson, it means that the teacher should choose learning activities that fit each part of the lesson. Parang what you do at the start should be different from what you do in the middle or in the end. So the goal is to make each phase effective by using the right kind of the activity at the right phase. So for sample activities, pwede kayong gumamit ng the KWL strategies or yung know, what to know, and what to learn. So the KWL strategies is what to know, and what to learn. Also, you can you can also do showing a relevant news or video clip, or reading an editorial connected to the lesson, or even presenting a scientific problem that prompts students to make predictions or hypotheses. So that is the appropriate learning activities in the different phases of the lesson.
Hello everyone, good day. I am Mariel Bitoong and I am the next reporter. So, cartoon or comic strip related to the topic. So, this only means it is used to introduce or explain a topic in a fun and relatable way. So, that is the use of cartoon or comic strip related to the topic. The next one is the game. So, the game, it is educational games to make learning enjoyable and competitive. So, ginagamit yung game to make the learning enjoyable and competitive. And the next naman is the simulation. So, for the simulation naman, it is a rule-based scenarios that mimic real-life situations. So, for experiential learning. And the next one is the puzzle brain teaser. So, for the puzzle brain teaser naman, it is to simulate critical thinking and problem solving. So, that is the use, or that is the work of the puzzle and brain teaser. For the next one is the mysterious scenario launch a lesson using a puzzling scenario to pull students into this content and nudge them into higher levels of thinking. So, here's a mysterious scenario. This only means it starts with a puzzling situation to spark curiosity and deeper thinking of the students. And for the next one is the song followed by its analysis. So here's a song followed by its analysis. This only means it's music related to the topic is played. So it is followed by discussion and analysis. And for the next one is the picture without a caption after teacher states the objectives of the day lesson. So she asks students to put a caption to the picture and later to explain the why and the meaning of their caption. So dito sa picture without a caption, this only means students create captions after understanding the lesson, promoting interpretation and creativity. So, let's move on to the next. So, Sa next naman, it states quotable quote. So, what does it mean when we talk about quotable quote? So, a quotable quote naman, this is a thought provoking quotes to initiate discussion or reflection. The next is anecdote. And the anecdote, it is a short, interesting stories to connect concepts with real life. Next is the compelling stories from history, literature related to course content. So, dito naman sa compelling stories from history, literature, it is used to relate course content to powerful narratives. And the next is the current events to introduce curricular topic. So, here, sa current event, this it is linking lessons to news or recent happenings to show relevance. And for the next is diagnostic test. So dito naman sa diagnostic test, it is quick assessments to understand students' prior knowledge. So binibigyan ng diagnostic test yung mga students to understand their prior knowledge. And the next is the skit. The voting asks student to vote on an issue by raising hands, then asking them to explain their stand. So dito sa skit role-playing, it is encourage expression and understanding through acting. And the next is voting asks students. Dito sa voting asks students naman, is to involve students in decision making and help them express opinions. And for the next is rank ordering students. Rank ordering students are asked to rank objects, qualities, etc. according to importance. So here, in rank ordering, students prioritize items based on importance or relevance. And the last one, we have the values continuum. Students are asked to find their location in a Likert scale of values. Rate yourself along the following traits. So here's a values continuum. Students rate themselves on personal traits using a Likert scale, so 1 to 5, to reflect on their values. So these methods aim to foster active learning, critical thinking, and personal engagement with the subject matter. So, that's all for my topic. Meron pa pala here sa low. For the low, it has 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the high is the 5. So, the honesty of the students. So, that's all for my topic. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am the next reporter. I am Anisa Lea Lozano. The text discusses various teaching strategies to encourage critical thinking and student engagement. One method is the devil's advocate approach, where a teacher deliberately takes a controversial stance, such as appearing to support abortion, to provoke discussion while making their true stance clear afterward. Another strategy is presenting a conflict story, where students must decide the right course of action in morally complex situations, such as balancing job creation with environmental risks from a new factory. So in a conflict story, you're going to present real-life dilemmas for students to resolve. Additional interactive methods include brainstorming, bus sessions, interactive computer games, and question and answer activities. To reduce monotony and maintain student engagement, teachers are encouraged to use varied developmental activities in their lessons. So these activities can be categorized into two main groups. For data gathering, we have interview, library research, internet research, reading, lecture used sparingly, inviting resource speakers, field trip, experiment, panel discussion, hands-on learning, and the case study. For organizing and summarizing, we have the use of graphic organizer. So as what you can see in the pictures, these are the kinds of graphic organizers. So with these strategies, it aims to make lessons dynamic, interactive, and
Good day everyone, I am Camilo Alfonso from Btvted CCT-2C. So now we will discuss the developmental activities. So developmental activities, if you wish to reduce, if not wipe out clock watchers in your classroom, then don't do the same things every day. So to keep students' interest and avoid boredom, teachers should use a variety of activities in their lessons. These activities should help students gather information and later organize or summarize that they learn. So, here are some activities in the development of a lesson. For data gathering, first we have interview. So students ask questions to gather first-hand information from a person with knowledge or experience related to the topic. Second, library research. Using books, journals, and other printed materials to find information in a structured and academic settings. Third, internet research. So, gathering information online through reliable websites, databases, or digital publications. Fourth, reading. So, students read texts, books, articles, handouts to build background knowledge or deepen understanding. Next, lecture but don't abuse it. So, the teacher explains or presents information useful for introducing or clarifying topics but should not dominate every lesson. Next, inviting resource speakers. So, guest expert share a real-world knowledge or experiences with students, reaching their understanding or of that topic. Then field trip. So students visit relevant places, example museum, companies, historical sites to observe and learn outside the classroom. Then next, experiments. So conducting scientific or practical tests to explore hypotheses and demonstrating concepts. So next, panel discussion. So a group of people discuss a topic in front of the class, offering different viewpoints and fostering critical thinking. Then hands-on learning. So learning by doing. So students engage in activities where the physical interact with materials or tools. So lastly, case study. So analyzing a real of fictional situation in deep to apply learning or practical scenarios. Next, for organizing and summarizing, using graphic organizer. So visual tools like charts, mind maps, or diagrams to help students organize information, see relationship, and summarizing learning. So that's all, and thank you.
So, good morning to each and everyone. I am Anna Medium Dail and my topic for today is all about concluding activities. So, concluding activities is also known as lesson closures or wrap-up activities are instructional strategies employed at the end of the lesson or unit to reinforce learning, assess student understanding, and provide a sense of completion. So, these activities help students consolidate their knowledge, reflect to prior knowledge or real-world application or situation. So, in short, concluding activities is part of the lesson and and importante siya as the opening and the central parts of the lesson. So, what is the purpose of concluding activities? So, the purpose of concluding activities, the first one is to reinforcing learning. So, reinforcing learning is at the end of the lesson is students should summarizing key concept and assess comprehension of the students. So, the second one is to assess understanding. So, student comprehension and identify areas needing clarification. So, the third one is encourage reflection. So, promote metacognitive by having students think about their learning process. So, nag-help siya to identify and who understand the lesson. So, the third one is the provide closure. So, signal the end of the lesson, helping student mentally transition. So, this helps student to mentally wrap up the topic or the lesson para madali nilang magets yung lesson. And then the next one is inform future instruction. So, gather feedback to tailor subsequent lesson to understanding what student. And so the fifth one is the inform future instruction. So, gather feedback to tailor subsequent lessons. So, understanding what students have mastered or struggle with the lesson para matulungan natin sila kung saan sila nahihirapan. So, we have here some examples of concluding activities. The first one is the reflective journal. So, reflective journal is to encourage students to think deeply about what they have learned. So gina-encourage natin yung student to write about their learning experience. So, the next one is the 3-to-1 strategy. So, student must list 3 things they have learned. So, the third one is minutes paper. So, student quickly write down their understanding of the lessons. So, that's all. Thank you.